Hi, everyone. I'm Deb Peterson, and this is my co-host, Dina Valente, and we are here with Balance Your Life podcast, our evolving consciousness,
where we really go deeper and we bring to our audience everything that we have heard and learned over the years and further from our guests that didn't make it.
Right, exactly. So, right, we do have a TV show, Balance Your Life, but this is going to be a deeper dive into spirituality.
And to start that off today, we are here with our very, very dear friend, Yvonne Maria Schäfer, who is a producer and an actress, amongst other things, and just an absolutely amazing, lovely person.
And she has the answer for everything, actually.
She does.
And she's also a psychic, and she does transcendental readings, which maybe you could give us a little taste of that later so people can, see what you do. And you want to tell us a little bit about that to start off?
Yeah, to start off, first of all, thank you for having me here on the podcast. And transcendental readings. So since childhood on, I have psychic abilities and see the memory of people. And so I saw pretty much everyone. And when I think it was during my 15, 16, 17 years old, I started to look at birthdays, because what it does is it's very simple. So a birth date doesn't have to do anything with the day the person is born or astrology or something. For me, it is like a telephone number. Okay. That means if somebody gives me the day and the month of his birth, I can dial into his field.
Okay.
And then sometimes I lose the connection. He has to tell me his birthday again. And
really is like a telephone.
Once it is over, I don't see the person anymore, and that is good for me because then I can live my own life,
right,
without seeing constantly something. And so how I see is like, if you give me your birthday, it's like as if I'm sitting in the living room and I have a huge TV screen where your entire life, past, present, and future is running, and you are in the kitchen and I'm trying to explain you what I just see, So that is basically
that's
how it works.
It is really cool and amazing to watch. You think
yes,
get her to right now, just to
sure.
dial in.
Yeah, we can just. You want to just do that?
So another thing to the reading, it is everyone has that gift from us. Okay. So basically, we are 10% consciousness, our alter ego, which knows you and you and things like that. But our subconsciousness only knows itself. So in my mind, that's what I believe, we don't have spirit in us, but we are bodies in spirit. So that is all spirit around. And so what I do is if I read, I connect to the now. And in the now, I'm connected with everything. Mm-hmm. And so it is very clear to read. I just read a portion of myself, which happens to be another person's life. It is my memory, but at the same time, it's your memory.
Because
and we're all connected.
That's the subconscious that is not connected.
Exactly, because the subconsciousness has duality. That means I try to process a thought, and what it does, it creates my personality. And my personality can only exist if I think on my past, because what do I do if I meet a person? I'm asking you where you are from. Right. What did you do? How did you get here?
Sure.
That is absolutely uninteresting, because this doesn't help us to grow and develop as long as we are hooked into the past.
Yvonne, I love this conversation because it is, it's when you meet someone and you hit it off terrifically, right? And then you get to know them further, and that's where things go awry. You should stop it when you meet and just go forward.
Yes.
Because just the now, right?
Be there, because that is the thing. Because as long as we are hooked in the past, we cannot be in the now. So and that has to do a lot with my readings. So, for example, I meet you, and what is life? Life, we have the free will. The free will gives us the ability to make decisions. So that means if I meet you, and I meet you for the very first time, you ask me, do you want to have a coffee with me or not? We can say yes or no. I can determine the future in the now. You see, and I can forepay in the now into the future. I can be friendly to you, so I will have a friendly future with you. Or I can yell at you and ask you what the heck you want from me, and I will have a pretty unfriendly future with you.
Yes.
it happens now, the creation.
Yes, and it's always now.
Yeah, the past doesn't help.
And it's this is so important because it's the same thing with heal thyself, right?
Yes.
It's like when somebody gives you a diagnosis and you get stuck with that diagnosis because it's how you lead, it's what I had, it's who I am. And the way to not do that is literally say, okay, thanks, and look to the now and the future. But if you stick with that, it stays with you. And that is why it is so hard sometimes for people to overcome an illness or a disease.
Absolutely.
They own it
Because
they stay
own
with it. Yeah.
So,
and they stay stuck in that energy.
So, and that is another thing. For example, never had a cold since I was 11 years old because my great-grandmother, who, when I grew up, I was every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my parents were pretty young, they brought me to my great-grandmother. And she had that little house in the middle of the woods. So we went every day to the woods collecting herbs. She just ate the stuff from the yard, and I knew each and every plant. And so people who came to her, she made teas for them, and she made remedies. And my great-grandfather the same way. And I always asked, why you give them stuff? She said, well, they can do it alone, but they need something where they hold on to and believe into to let the old go. You know?
Interesting, yeah.
And that is basically what it is. And so now, when I was 11, I had all diseases a human can have now, not disease, but I had the, I don't know how you call the kids things you have, the major
Chickenpox.
chickenpox.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff, you know. And my great-grandmother said to me, it's a choice. You know, if you hear something, you can have it for yourself, or you just let it pass. That is a choice we have in the now. And now, I don't get sick anymore because I listen to my body and I hear, okay, he hears something, he caught something, but I let it go. I give him time to let it go. You see?
Yes.
Right. And it sounds so simple. And it is very hard to be, I mean,
you know, I have a theory. The reason that somebody can heal someone is if that person has to believe in the healer has to believe in themselves, right? But the healer doesn't let fear in. The reason that we hesitate healing ourselves is because we get scared.
Yes.
Right.
And fear freezes us and we just keep looking at, I have this, I need this pill, I need this treatment, this is my...
Sure, and it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
I have a theory to that. So basically, it always says this person healed that one and that person healed that one. We heal ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the only person who can heal me is myself.
Yes.
Right.
So, but sometimes I need a kick from someone.
You need a facilitator sometimes. Right.
Sometimes I just need to believe in something.
Right. And I don't... Someone who is new to this does not believe in themselves, but may believe in that healer.
Yeah.
And sometimes even the people who are most experienced and have lived their whole life with a natural approach and holistic and spiritually, and they're on this path, they get hit with something and they can't get past it. And their own fear stops them.
So, you know, that is with my readings, and that is with everyone's readings. So I can read everyone.
Okay,
I can say intelligent things, you know, and I can give you whatever, but I can't do it for myself.
Right.
So what happens is, I know what I need, but do I want it? No, because then I have expectations and illusions, and I think, well, I can do this, I can do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get better with it.
Yes.
But still, I gallop so many times in the wrong direction, even so I know I go wrong. And so,
you know what? And that's common. I mean, everybody that we have that's intuitive. Right. That's human. Yeah. No one could ever read themselves. No. I mean, they're really, you know, maybe to a little bit.
Listen to themselves.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's a human experience. I mean, we do have a navigation system in.
Yes, right.
Yeah. It's our sensitivity to our emotions, right? And that helps us navigate. But sometimes our ego comes in and we just make choices.
But you know
walk into the wall.
Connection.
Yes, it is.
So because if you think on the brain, we have the English word. So we have the same neurons in the brain as we have in our heart, and so we can store memory in the heart.
Yes.
And so I mean there are many proven scientific tests. For example, you get a heart transplant. So that person is a vegan, starts to eat McDonald's and all other stuff because the heart remembers. And
because they have someone else's heart.
Yeah.
And they pick up characteristics from that person, right? The
characteristics, memories, and all kind of other stuff. And so with a pig heart transplant.
Yes.
If you read up on that, it's not a nice thing, which memories they have, you know.
Yep.
So it is, you remember with it. And so what the heart does is very simple. Our mind creates our personality and makes up what the illusions, basically. The heart is in the truth and in the now. But our brain and that what we want disconnects us from the heart.
Yes.
So how do we come to the now? We only can come to the now if we listen to the heart, if we are connected to the heart, if we literally let the ego and the personality go. Because only then, and only then in a kindness, we can be in the now. It doesn't help to steer in the past because we can't change it, but
right.
we can forepay in the future.
Yes.
And with it, we change in the future our past.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, because it's all the now. Right.
Yes. We don't leave footprints. So what that means, leaving no footprints in life is, so if you have a person who is not connected, you will see his past. But you will not see the past of a person who is connected, because this person is simply always at the moment.
Yes.
There will be no steps in the past.
Yes.
You see?
It's so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing because, you know, in life, our tendency to help someone, right, is to relate to where they are, right, or where that person needs our help. And really the best thing, and we know this, the best thing that you can do for someone is be the best that you can be.
Yes.
Live in the now, be positive, right? But now explaining the brain-heart coherence, right, really puts it into perspective, because you can't go back there with that person.
No.
You can only stand here and let them come to you, and then their life changes. And so that is it. You need to stay in the now. And
Yeah, why it is so important that two things. So number one, the better everyone is, the better I am. So that means if there is a flood, all ships are rising.
That's right.
So it's not just one ship.
Right.
So that is the first thing. So now the second thing, what I said on the beginning, we have the subconsciousness and the consciousness. The subconsciousness knows only itself. It doesn't know a Dana. It doesn't know a Debbie. It doesn't know any one of you.
No.
So that means if I start yelling at you now, my subconsciousness thinks that I'm yelling at myself. If I have bad, negative thoughts about whoever, and every day I imagine how I kill that person or do something to him, my subconsciousness thinks again, I do it to myself. You know?
Yes.
That way, if I create happiness in each area, and I really think, okay, she did know something to me, but I say, okay, has a bad day, but I'm coming with love in order to heal that area. I take the energy out, the focus out, because where our focus goes, the energy goes, and it grows, you know?
yes.
So, and with this, when I'm for myself, content, and try to create everything with love and with happiness, what happens is my subconsciousness is happy.
Yes.
And so my mind will be happy because there is no more things which it has to deal with. But how is it? I would try to sleep in the nighttime. Now I wanted to murder that one and do that something. So it comes all up. That are all my dreams.
yes.
You know?
The work is to be happy.
Yes.
The work is to
Is to think about it.
yes.
To first use try to connect back to your heart and think about where is this person at the moment? Why is he reacting like that? And how would I like that somebody reacts to me in this moment?
Yes.
I don't know the person's story. I don't know why he is like he is, you know?
You know, and this is not just observing or just us connecting, and science is finally catching up with this, right? I think it was
catching up, but it was separated.
but I mean, wasn't it 2012, which is a really, really important year in human history, that science has finally said that there is a brain-heart coherence, and that the real operator of our life is our heart.
Yes, but if you look in the Bible, you see that all along written there.
Yes.
Because it is
Most religions.
in all religions.
Yes.
It's not only the Bible, it's in each direction, the religion. So what is a religion? If you take it out, they come all from the same source.
Yes.
So that is the first thing. And then,
Because we remember.
who were the first scientists? The first scientists were Catholic monks. You know, so yeah, they were the first scientists. So, but then that went the wrong way. And if you look at medicine, so nothing against medicine. If I break my leg or I have something bad, I need to have immediately
medical treatment. Sure.
But other than that, it treats the symptoms,
Right.
and not the source.
That's correct.
Right.
So figuring why I'm constantly sick,
Right.
it doesn't help if I throw more things in my body. The trick is to get more things out of my body.
Yes.
Because something causes it.
Yes.
You know, and
Right.
being in the moment is to understand action and reaction. Cause and what is the other word?
Effect.
Effect, yeah, effect.
Right.
So, and from there, if we know ourselves, I don't need to know any of you in order to heal.
Right.
I have to know myself. And once I know myself and I'm in a completely healthy place, people around me will be in a healthy place.
Yes.
Because we all
Right.
are at the same
Connected. Yes. That's very true. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, and so that helps, again, with being healthy, because what is healthy? What is beauty? Beauty means, in Greek, in Old Greek, oraris, I think, and that means in the hour, in the moment. So because beauty is in the moment.
So we
Right.
we can go further in this, because if you're living in the moment and you're not holding on to illness and disease and worry and stress and fear, and you're living in the moment, then back to religion, where they talk about people walking the planet for 900 years and referring to people being 600 and 700 and 800 years old, is very possible.
Yeah.
But we can't, we're not there. We've come up with all kinds of beliefs stopping us from connecting to who we are and being in the moment as we grow to acclimate to this world,
Yes.
right? And we try to get back to it. But longevity is something we haven't even scratched.
No, but there are tribes, or there are, not that's the wrong word, but people living in more remote area on that planet,
Right.
get 120 years old, and
Yes.
they are still active because they don't know anything about the concept that you get sick when you're 70 years old and then you die.
Yes.
Right? When we are born, it is told that that will happen to us. So why that is, it's very simple. If you think about that, everything is energy, right? Everything is an atom, and I explained that before. And break the atom down, you have particles. So now, a particle is wave and matter at the same time. It is wave when I'm looking at it, and it is matter. No, sorry, it is wave when I'm not looking at it, and it is matter when I'm looking at it. So now, everything which is here is made from the same particles. So the differentiation is only the charge, how we charge it. You see?
Yes.
How we charge it is with an intention, because that creates the electric currents, which brings the energy in motion. Energy in motion, we call emotion. So now, basically, when we are body in spirit, and we control this body through our emotions, like a car, right?
Right.
Then our job is to learn how to have the emotions under control.
Well, so
To our
I'm with you, but I'm just going to say, don't you think that the emotions are our guidance system that tells us?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't, right? This is a negative feeling. Listen to that emotion. There's something there. Or this is a good feeling.
No, the emotion is already the energy in motion. So you get an influence, and then you have the free decision how to steer your emotions. I always make the comparison. Imagine you have a car, but you don't know that it is a car. So you hit the gas pedal, car takes off, you're very happy, it goes quickly. Then you hit a tree. Because you have no concept of the steering wheel, right? So you recollect your life, you find the gas pedal maybe again or not, you're stuck there, whatever. But you don't control the car. You see what I'm saying? But if we know that we can control everything with our emotions, every outcome, every single outcome, because I can come to a supermarket, I didn't have a coffee, it's raining, my hairs are ruined, and whatever happens, so I can yell at the lady who
Right.
it's not her fault, you know?
Right.
Or I can just make another decision.
Yes.
Right. Have a
And
better day.
I will have a better day and another outcome. And that is driving the car,
Right.
using my emotions, having the emotions in a check, controlled,
Right.
knowing where they're coming from.
But we're not perfect, and we're human, and we're here for this experience, so none of us are there completely.
No.
But I think that the memory and learning to live in the now helps people
Right.
to align like that. And
we could be a
live
little
this
more
way.
conscious of it.
I think people, I mean, consciousness is an energy. It's a thing.
Yes.
It is a real thing. It is
Yes.
Yes,
it's
yes,
all
yes.
part of it. And that's something else that science is just starting to admit, right? We're just starting.
Interesting with the quantum physics, how it is related and everything. But if you think we have I say now because of the lack of the better English word, the memories of our forefathers and families. So we have to deal with a lot of unsolved issue. You know?
Like ancestral stuff. Is that what you're?
Yes, something, everything. So a portion of the mother, of the father, and we have to really deal with all this impact because this is who we are, but we can become something different, right? If we understand what to do with it.
Right. So the masters on this planet actually are in a place of not being tied to everything that they were raised to believe, right? The masters on this planet do not. I was raised Catholic, and I have a great relationship with Jesus, although it's very different than the one I had from my priests, right? From what they taught me. But Jesus was a master, and absolutely.
I think
but
that lives in the now.
they live in the now, and they're ready to
It's
just
no longer connected to the past.
not take a position on a stand and get buried into it, right? They're just, in now and
Flowing reaction. So that is because what happens if we have a conversation, often we make our minds up, and that's what I will say, and then I say that, and he said that, and I will say that.
Right.
But it's not happening,
Right.
So we create our mess right there. If we will just breathe and look at the moment, being in the moment, and make then a decision right there. Thinking on the possible outcomes of what we say, but we try to bring it in a rush because we have the feeling, we have to say that now because if not, he will not listen to it. The ego.
yes, the
Try to bring the ego into what it is. And so when we say that a true master doesn't have ego anymore, that sounds very difficult, which it probably is, because everyone thinks, okay, if I don't have an ego, I don't do this anymore, and that. So the human experience, the single individual human experience, will then probably be different because at that point you would be consciousness.
Yes,
Yes,
and
pure consciousness.
we always talk about we have different guests, and everybody has their own take on back.
Sure.
For me, we are here. And we say, Abraham will say, on the cutting edge, right? But
That's right.
We're here expanding the universe.
Yes.
Because if this isn't in my way, I don't have to move it, or I don't have to create something to put it on, right?
Yeah.
So without a challenge, I'm consciousness.
But
in the universe, there's that experience, and that expands the universe to new places.
Absolutely. And so I think on the very beginning, there was a nothingness. So, and at one point, the nothingness contemplated itself. And it was a point of awareness. And that was a first point of reference. So you have two things, knowing that they are there. And so now you go back a level to collect experience, which you report back to your higher self. And you go further back and further back. So 7 levels, all the way on the bottom, we don't know anymore where we came from.
That's right.
So now you go to the Stone Ages, which you did whatever you did, to the Middle Ages, where you beheaded people, to the age where we are now, that we know we can do it, violence perfectly with words.
Yes.
And now we just know we are coming to that level where we know there must be something greater.
Yes.
You see, and it is the evolution going into the evolution back to point zero.
Right.
You
Back
see,
to the heart center.
yes, back to point zero. And so that is how I see it. And that's the readings. Basically,
Okay.
the second I have the number,
Yeah.
there comes a calmness in, and then I just see.
Get your info. Well, why don't we try some of that? Yeah. we do.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So we have,
What
a
was on
studio of, well, Matt's taking a nap. So why don't we start with somebody else? Because I think they didn't get much sleep last night. So we want to start with Anthony? Put you on the spot. This is one of our
Wait, when is your birthday?
November 11th, 2003.
November 11th. So about 4 years, you had a change. You separated from something and you started something new around that time, 4 years ago. And you are a very, very straight, focused person. You're very loyal to your friends. And I see movement with you. You can do a lot of things with your body where you are pretty fit in. And then you will have very soon, and because you are not good working under people, but you are great to work for yourself, and you will build up something where you give your friends a possibility to grow with you, and it will be very successful because you always have a great, from English, you see the whole picture of everything.
Okay.
You see, and you are not afraid of anything. So that means today you work here, but tomorrow you may manufacture a car. So it doesn't matter what you do, because where you put your focus on, that grows. And you don't need to be in one specific area. You have many areas where you can grow your talents in, and you will always be good at it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Anthony, how did that feel?
Yeah.
That felt great.
Yeah, you can relate?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I feel like I've noticed like those areas in my life where if I put my focus on something, I tend to be like pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the point. If you realize that you can put your focus on everything, nothing is too big.
Yeah.
Because what you have the gift of seeing what is necessary to reach this goal. For example, you want to open up a model agency, you will do it easily, because you just know what to do, or a bakery or something, without working yourself in it. So you just build the structures. You're a structure builder.
Cool.
Well,
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
You want to go around the room?
let's do it, because the really great thing with the way Yvonne does it, and she shuts off when she's done, right? She can go right into someone else. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. So when to read the whole
is your
room.
birthday?
May 14th.
May 14th.
Do you need a year?
No, I don't need it. It's last year you separated from something and you started something new. There was a big change for you 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so now the new things you start are growing. So what you have a business mind. So basically you don't say all the things you know, but you are an observer. And you are great in observing. And you have to do also something with sport where you need the observation, because if not, something happens. I'm not sure what kind of sport you do, but it's more healthy if you know what the other one is doing.
Does he?
And what do you do on sport?
Sales.
Sport.
No, you used to wrestle.
Sales. No, sport-wise or wrestling? Yeah.
Wrestling, yeah, no, that's easy.
like, yeah.
So, but the other thing is, that's what I see, that you pre-see the moves of the others. And then the business mind you have is you are good in building teams. You are very good in building teams and achieve the goals you want to achieve with this. So then I see one other thing. You collect, or you do one thing, what you do repeatedly. You have one interest, which is absolutely gigantic big, and you would never take your focus off it for the rest of your life. What is that?
Yeah. It's business. Yeah. Sales. Yeah. Just like
Your company.
my company.
Yeah, that's
Anything
which is
involved
really,
this company.
really, when you're so
Very
focused on
driven.
like
Yeah.
that, like nobody else would be.
Right.
Yeah.
And so young to be doing this.
What
Yeah,
was
but-
terrifying, just for the podcast, what was terrifying is you knew exactly when stuff got crazy. You said a year and a half.
Yeah, but you know, the good thing is,
That's exactly what had happened.
Yeah, but the good thing is it will settle, because what happens is there is a lot of things with family and things which has to brought into relation.
You listen.
This.
That will be good, and then the changes prior to that what happened about now I forgot the number. We lost the birthday again.
May 14th.
2 years ago. That's what's happening. So if I read somebody, sometimes the connection is just interrupted.
Okay.
So 7 years ago, everything came into motion to create these changes, which then hit you about 2 years ago.
No,
Yeah, that's good.
that's crazy. That's actually,
Everyone here is saying, damn.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was exactly a year and a half. Like, not just like, oh, she was estimating, like,
Yeah.
1 year, 6 months,
Yeah.
April. Just
Did you hear what she said, though? That things are going to be getting better with family.
It will be all perfect. You will have a little thing going through family things, but then everything will be settling and you can focus on your way. Because what you do is you do everything for everyone else outside the business. And everything you get, it's for everyone else, but not for you. And you have to focus more on yourself.
right. Tell me about it.
The little I know you, that sounds spot
I thought it
on.
was great when she said that you're great at building teams.
Yes.
Your business is a team. That goes for business. And you
Yes.
build your team for your business so you have that foundation. And it's
Absolutely.
Slow to hire, quick to fire.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, but
So,
that is
okay.
was this readings. It is and one other thing. I never ever see bad things. Even if I was reading someone who had pancreas cancer. But the point is, when I read him, I saw that this is no longer in him.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
and he said he was in the middle of it, and I said, "No, you are not." And he said, "Yeah, well, I am because they told me I have it, and this is the second time, whatever." And I said, "No,
You're good.
that is not in you, and it was no longer in him."
Wow.
So it went.
Wild.
You see, and that are the things. I never see something bad because we always have the choice in the now.
Right. So you're
heal.
getting.
And so the people I meet, the people I read, they are on the edge, willing to do something better.
Yes.
It's great.
You see, and they can come from all kind of walks. They can be in the worst situation on the planet, but I see that they opening up for the better.
It's great. Do you want to do one more or a couple more?
I don't mind.
You guys want to have
Who wants reading?
Yeah, I was born December 14th.
So you have tons of stuff going on in the moment. So you are a little bit overwhelmed, but that will be fine right after November. So then everything settles out. And now I lost your birthday. When was it again?
December 14th.
Yeah. So other than that, you take on a lot of things. And what you have to do is not taking on that much, but focusing on the things you really, which bring you pleasure. You can potentially do everything, but you have at the same time an analytical mind. So you need to understand the things to the bottom. And the more you take on, the more things you think you need to understand in great detail. So you know on the end of the day more than the people about it, than the people who brought it to you. So with you, I saw a more positive changing coming in about 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, something happened which brought a lot of things in motion. And you have things in your mind where you would like to separate from. But this is not the time now. You need to wait another year till you find the energy to really let go of the things which hinder you and hold on to you. And then you have something in your mind. You want to pursue a new
Venture.
venture. It's a good word because I'm not sure exactly what you want to pursue, but that will be very successful because you needed all that what's going on now in order to get to that new point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yvonne,
You resonate with that? Yeah.
this was
Fantastic.
yeah.
Christina?
This was
Yeah, I can do later, but I can read them.
Yeah. Well, Yvonne, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah.
This was really fascinating, and
Yeah.
we always appreciate talking with you.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll see you
Yeah.
next week.